So we'll see if it pops higher here. It's got to break that.
All right, now this is a 5-minute chart over
Put
here.
the sound on like Lorraine showed you?
Yeah, I did.
Still,
Okay.
still pushing lower.
I might just turn it up on my end. Did you pause it?
Yeah, I did, because I'm gonna
Okay.
I want to take this down so I can make sure my sound is
now,
turned up.
because it rejected that bull candle, it should have some follow through to the downside. So go ahead and start to add.
All right, so let me.
When I hand you over, you just want
Yeah, flash. So
Let me find
Yeah, so just all depends
where he
on,
starts trading.
is just gonna keep, is it just gonna keep going, or
in fact,
you can do it now? There
okay.
you go. These candles,
All right.
we're seeing like it makes,
I'm gonna pause it here. Wait.
Mhm.
All right. So he's trading off of a 1 minute candles here.
Okay.
All right.
That would-
And this is his 5-minute chart.
Okay, so he looks at the 5-minute to get down to the 1 minute.
Yeah, he's looking for the 5-minute for his structure. All right. And so they just placed a series of trades. It looks like they placed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trades. So they call this a layer of trades. And he's got like a $50,000 account, and you can see he's only trading a dollar per trade. So
Hmm.
he's got $5 at this layer.
So is this more like Head and Shoulders where he's expecting it to go up?
So he's expecting it. He's expecting it to go up. All right.
Uh-huh.
So as it drops, you know, he's expecting that these aren't going to be taken out right away. So if it does go up, and you'll notice that he's in and he's looking for a profit of 2 pips.
Huh.
He's only looking for a profit of 2 pips, and that's in his setup, that when he places these trades, he's got an automatic 35 pip stop loss and a 2 pip take profit.
And this is his program.
This is what he calls the wobble technique. And there's
No,
not.
but I mean, it's his program that he has that he can set up stuff like that.
Yes, it's his. This is his trading platform.
Uh-huh.
Now you can do the same thing on the MetaTrader 4,
Uh-huh.
and you may be able to do it in TradingView also.
Okay.
All right, but he's got like a layer of trades here, and then it may go up and take these out. And if it does, he makes 2 pips on each one of those. If it keeps moving down further, he'll find for another place where he's going to get resistance, that where it may turn around, and he'll place another layer of trades.
Hmm.
And so he's building what he calls a long position. And he may say, see this area down here?
Yeah.
He may say, I'm wrong if it takes this out.
So if it continues down and he's placing an order there, is he placing a buy limit then, or what?
No, he's placing market orders. So
Market orders, okay.
let's watch him do this, all right?
Okay.
it's like higher and then getting pushed back down. So you've
Right.
got those wickets on the top side. But I think that's a sort of a forced, the market's trying to force itself down. And so if we can pick up some longs here, I think if we can make this turn right where we're
His
at.
overall trend over
make
here
it
on the
turn,
5-minute is
then we
up.
can pick up a
Yeah.
little bit of income on it. So go ahead and build up a couple more longs on any of the down legs.
Okay.
So wait for it to push like right there. Long. Good. And we're just looking for that turn, that pop. We'll watch how that candle forms. So if it pushes into the lows, we'll add a couple more onto the trade.
Right.
Go ahead and add one here. It's holding in the upper ranges, so that's a good sign.
Yeah, I'm getting pretty good at counting backwards from 20.
That's such an important number, isn't it? Add another
Yeah,
one here.
it really is.
Good spot right here. Build a couple right in there.
Is it coming in?
Yeah, we're in we're in 12 trades right now.
Yeah, I can't.
So that's a little over a lot, Tracy. On a 50,000, that's not much.
Can you see the bottom?
Uh-huh.
Now I can't. Yeah, something else. The chat actually came up in front of it, but so I can see it now. So
Okay, so Dennis, that was supposed to make its turn 2 bars back.
Right.
And so that's going to open up the door for it to make it another to the downside. So we'll pause here. And then our next stack of trades, we're going to want, you see the big bar where it broke out, right here, right here. So we'll want to stack in our next trades down around that area. So get ready. See if we can get some follow through on that down leg. Okay. Just run a test, throw a long on there real quick, and let's see where it puts our targets. Okay, right now, try it now. Good. Anything below there.
okay.
Wait for it to drop below the low of this candle.
Right.
You can start to stack really good.
He's actually forming a C formation. Can you see that?
A to B, B to C.
Yeah, like A down here, B, and he's forming the C. So he's anticipating a bounce to go higher. That's what he's looking for.
Right.
So we'll see if it pops higher here. It's got to break that.
When there's a head and shoulders, I know the shoulders can be kind of off.
Yep.
Still pushing
Do
lower.
they more often than not, or not really have some sort of
Yeah, they're not perfect.
symmetry?
Wait for it.
Okay.
So this now, because it rejected that bull candle, it should have some follow through to the downside. So go ahead and start to add one.
Did it come in? I guess.
Click it again.
Hi, Mari.
There we go.
Oh,
Hey,
there we
everyone.
go.
Hi.
I didn't. Apparently, I didn't click it good enough.
Right, Lori, we're studying the wobble technique. We're going to go into a lot into the management like we did this morning.
Okay,
So-
wonderful. This is
well-
Mari, but yeah.
Yeah,
cool.
Mari. So we're watching Sean actually perform the wobble technique. So I'm going to keep playing it here.
Okay, nice.
And then another one here on the lows.
Oh yeah, yeah. Too late.
It's
I
okay.
missed.
We think that the market isn't forgiving, but it is pretty forgiving.
Yeah, right.
And he's trading on the 1 minute, Mari.
Let's see if we.
Okay, thank you for clarifying.
Yeah.
Euro
This is a
USD.
5
1
minute.
minute. Okay.
So
On my
start over
laptop,
here.
and I'm usually
Oh, okay.
on
And he's
screen.
looking at the 1 minute, but he's
Yeah.
looking at the structure of the 5 minute.
Uh,
And those are all his trades, those
the
green
older you
lines.
get, the less
Yep.
you see and hear.
Okay.
So,
All right, so let me pause it. Let me give you a little background here. He's got his setup that whenever he places a trade, it's an automatic 35 pip stop loss,
35, okay.
which is over here in this corner down here. And he's looking for a 2 pip profit.
I totally do not understand that.
Well, he's not playing any, he's not paying any commissions because he's got $1 billion fund. So,
Right.
and these trades are $1 each on a $50,000 account. All right. So these are really small trades.
They're small. Mhm.
So he is like, so he will keep building trades. He's building a long position here in
Mhm.
anticipation that he had a double bottom over here on his 5-minute chart.
Okay.
We were just discussing, Tracy, here's his A right here. Here's his B, and he's forming a C. So he's anticipating that all these trades will be taken out on a burst up. That's what he's looking for.
Hey, I'm starting to feel that, like, looking at.
And how far down would that 35 pip
I'm starting to think maybe
stop loss? I don't see a stop loss for
I
him.
don't know. Yeah, it's in there. He's got
But he
it.
doesn't figure that he's gonna get stopped out at all. He's just patiently waiting for it to hit bottom and go up.
Right.
You don't.
79 anyway, 79 and a half.
I wish that I look like you when I'm that age.
Oh, oh, yeah, I should show you too.
79.
Oh, there
Wow.
we go.
Got my swarm. And also, I want to tell you,
Look at the very
The hat.
I got the hat and I'm
Yeah,
so
but it's up
impressed.
667
I won't wear it with you
days so
on
far.
because you're the master.
It's in the very
I
bottom.
just wear it by myself. But
That's
I'm
great.
very impressed with the quality of it, that's for sure. And the
Oh, these
shirt.
are great, aren't they? I love them.
Oh,
Yeah, they-
yeah.
They're made out of Australia for all our Australian traders out there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I was extremely impressed. Before I had a little Dollar Tree derby that I would wear, but that's pretty flimsy. So
Yeah, these last a little bit better than those. All right. It's holding in the bottom range. So there's a really good chance now because, that rule where if you like, you get that big candle and if you drop and if you hold 50% of that line, then
right,
chances are it's going to push down.
gonna
So
go
go ahead
down.
and
Yeah.
add one right here. Let's just build a little position here. Looks good. Another one here.
So this would really be good to use in
24
connection with the
seconds left on
Fibonacci
that
level,
candle, so
Trace.
the momentum, we'll see if that momentum builds.
In
right
what
there.
way? Just seeing where the 38 is in regards to it turning around?
Yeah, I mean, for your anticipated turnaround,
Right. Yeah.
So if your 38 was sitting down here or your 50 or something, you know that it still could keep pushing down.
Right, but there's a chance that there it's gonna bounce up.
Yeah, exactly. And down here at the very bottom, right now you can see this red bar, which is the length of the video, right? But when that disappears, look at the very bottom, you'll see he's up 667 pips for the day so far.
From this trade or from other trades?
No, just for the day. This is on previous trades, but
And those are $1 a pip?
$1 a pip. So he usually ends up his account 1 to 2%, 1 to 3%. Every time I've seen him trade, he ends up with 3% on the day.
Wow.
So look for the information on the bottom when this red bar disappears.
Okay.
Now down into the 10 seconds on that candle, so that's good. It's not running at least.
Can you see that
still
now?
time for it. 4, 3.
Yeah.
In the orange, you can see right now he's upside down 47 pips.
Mm.
But $1 a pip, he's
Now
only
it's
upside down
It's gonna break
61 bucks.
Okay, on that,
down here.
yeah, I'm gonna try and pick up. Let's try and
Looks
build
like-
it.
Looks like could be a turning point here.
Yeah, I should draw those lines on. Let's see. Let me show you where we got right in there. I'm trying to see if we've.
What's
got
that line for?
it to be
That's his
higher or
Possible
lower than that.
support areas. which well, for us, it would be the 38, the 50, and 61/8 fib levels.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna do a
It
quick
looks like he's just going back to the left there to look at it.
He is.
Fibonacci.
Oh, he's gonna draw it.
Ooh. Yeah, so looks like right in there. We're gonna want to build a really good sized trade right about in there if we get it. So,
Okay.
So what does he do? Just push market buy like a bunch?
Yep. He does. That's what he does.
so- and if it bumps up and takes all those trades out, all the better. That's
Yeah, that'd be great.
And then he just cuts them once they're taken?
Well, they'll just when it hits those profit targets, they'll disappear off the screen.
Yeah, so
So he has it, take profit and you're done. Yeah, okay.
All those green lines are his take profit
the
lines.
dailies are indicating
Right, okay.
bias, right, and he's absolutely right. So we're going counter to the bias right now. So
Right.
the dailies are definitely pushing the dollar stronger. But we do have all of this good momentum from the morning, so and a good retracement. So if we can bounce from here, we should see some continued short-term bullish momentum in the market. That's why we're trading on the long side right now.
Okay.
It's a good chance for that momentum to follow through. And if it does, if not, I mean, there's a reason why we're getting all these wicks on the top end. So
Yeah.
we're on the wrong side of it.
There, he made the candle.
Oh, Artemio, there we go. Gotcha. Great to have you. And that was a good question, Artemio. Yeah, you're right. That is that bias is definitely on the short side. So let's throw one on right here. Dennis, good trade right here. Build a bunch right in there as fast as you can. 1, 2, build it, build it, build it, build it, build it. Keep going. And we'll pause there for a second. 36 seconds left. On the lows, add a couple more. Add a couple more. I'm looking for a little bit of a bounce off this. Build some more. More.
He's now up upside down 173 pips.
Hmm.
Don't let the size of that candle scare you. It's all good. Add a couple here. And then I'm going to do some quick adjusting.
And he's not too concerned.
No, but what he's going to do is start dragging the ones that are really
Hold
high.
these
He's
all
going to start dragging them down so they
underneath
get
that
hit.
candle.
Ah,
See how he's dragging those green lines down?
And that changed
Yeah.
things because that it broke that through that 62% retracement. It kind of changed things. So these are kind of now off the books. Like they're not a great chance that we're going to come up and hit those trades up there, not in the short term. And so
Well,
we're not getting.
that's where I have a problem. How long do you wait on those? Do you wait for a rebound or a retracement and then take them off? Or
No, we'll take them off as soon as we can start getting some revenue coming into the account.
Okay.
We're going to start taking those off.
right, okay,
So this whole stack of trades, the reason we wanted it good, a big size, is because we're down almost 7 pips here.
yeah,
And at best, we're going to pick up, 2 to 3 pips on
Right.
this trade. And so we need a lot of them to pick it up if we can get that volatility coming in.
That he's placing.
Okay, let's see if we can get a little
You
turn
see the
here.
support? You see the support right here?
yeah.
He's moving all these take profits
And then
because he
these,
believes he's
again,
going to
these
come up
trades
and
there
test.
are kind of off.
And
Not a
test the
great
support
chance of
here.
getting them, so we can pull
Mhm.
these down.
Mhm.
and see if we can mitigate some of the loss on them. Otherwise, we may pull them off manually. Close them out.
Okay.
manually. Just see.
Yeah, I was gonna ask if you'd do it manually. Sometimes, because I don't have very many trade, not like this anyway, where I might just have one or two up in there. I'll put this big red X up, and then I have the little thing that says, "Are you sure you want to close out these trades?" And I'll just leave it on the screen there. And if it looks like it's going against me, I'll hit the.
Yeah, that's a great way of doing it.
Well, I don't. That's no good.
Oh, that was a little unexpected there. Came in a little hot and heavy.
Yeah. Do you always watch the bar, the candles rather than the numbers down here? Wherever it is. I don't see it on here. But no, I can't see the way far down. On mine, I can see the numbers of the, what would it be, the daily return and
Oh,
unrealized or pips today, that part down here. I'll watch that sometimes, just the numbers changing, because my graphics aren't as fast. It seems like sometimes.
yeah, most of the time I focus on the candles and what's happening on the candles. I think that I use the numbers down here. I use them to kind of gauge, where I'm at, in profit, losses, that kind of stuff. Right. And it's that candle right there where it was trying to break up and got slammed back down. We're in the middle of all those tails on the top. It's just it's like every time it's tried to make its run, it's getting pushed back down, sandwiched back down, sandwiched back down. So we're getting the buyers coming in to try and make the runs higher, but there's something overhead that's like, hey, not right now, and it's patting it back down right every time. So
Does this have anything to do with last Friday's stock market change?
no, I
You know,
think
how push the market down?
I think it's just the bias that
Just the bias, okay.
email was noting. All right, we're gonna build a good size trader right in here again.
Build stronger?
Yeah, build it. You go ahead and build it as much. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. It's all good right in there.
Now he's formed basically a double bottom right in here, Tracy.
Pause for a second. There, let it make a run lower right here.
Yeah, it's gone way lower.
Run.
And he still hasn't stopped out.
Right.
No,
It's not done yet.
he's down 7
We're-
pips. His
we're
stop
in
loss
that
is 35
30-second
pips away.
Right.
So wait for that.
You see on the
last right
5-minute
there, go
chart,
ahead
the
and
orange
add all
lines?
those. So
Oh, yeah.
That's the stop loss line, way down here.
Okay. So suspenseful.
Yeah, I enjoy watching him trade.
It's 2, 1. So it reversed. It's not
Yeah.
out of the woods yet. So it should come back down one more time. Yeah, and if it runs up, it's not as solid of a move if it runs up. A
Okay.
second low actually does it good. So
Yeah.
That's interesting. I think you've said that before, Frank.
you see how quick
Yeah.
they rejected that move higher.
But he considers this all one trade, Maury.
Okay, well.
It's one long position. Instead of getting in at like 8 lots,
Okay, now we're in funny.
He divides them up.
He divides it all up so that
We've been
he
booking
knows.
some good profit through this process, so.
Also, because he
not-
can
not
keep
any
moving some of them, like he can adjust
open spot.
their
Yeah,
positions. It's interesting.
There we go. Nice.
Yeah, yeah. It's gonna keep going up here.
I think it'll probably try and push lower here. Now, if it gets down to, let me draw a line real quick.
Here.
The next pivot low, or the next wick lower. So, or sorry, the next wick higher. The next set of wicks higher. Yeah, right in there.
This
So right there. That's
gets
where
down,
we'll
if
want
it gets. Okay,
there. Now, add.
that was not good.
Add. Keep
That
adding.
was a blast.
Keep adding. That's good. Yeah. Is it adding? There we go. Add some more. Oh, too many lows. Never mind.
Okay,
Go ahead and add a couple more. Let's see if we can get another pop here. Add some.
Interesting. It's kind of like he's getting a good price, I guess, even though it's going against him.
that's why he's.
So we're a little light on these.
His
last
average
couple of
price over
trades.
all of them, if he gets the
So,
top going back up.
We want to build a little bit heavier because our main stack has now gotten clear. Our main stack of trades is clear up here.
right.
And we need to be more effective with our income down here. So what really needs to happen is we need to start to peel off and then rebuild stronger into the right, into these lows. So.
Okay,
Because as it sits right now, we literally need to make that turn higher in order to make our money in this
Right.
trade. Whereas if we do stack a little heavier on the low side, we can actually make money sooner and maybe not even have to make that turn.
Oh, okay. Oh, can you just pause for that for a second? Frank?
Yes, that makes
You
some,
Yeah.
Good. Hold on.
That's kind of interesting.
did that resonate with you?
Yeah, so that idea, like, if he's just going for 2 pips and it's sort of, he's hoping that, he's sort of thinking that that might have been the bottom, like,
Well, yeah, so it's really interesting to see, like, he's got a stack of trades up here.
mhm,
He doesn't think that he's going to hit these. He doesn't think he's going to hit these. All right.
mhm,
So what he'll do is, if it gets up so much into here, he'll just close these trades at a loss,
okay.
and then he builds heavier positions.
Mhm,
He builds heavier positions down here where he makes up the loss on the ones that he took up.
mm. Interesting,
Does that make
okay.
any sense?
Yep,
So why wouldn't
totally.
he bring them all down lower? He just can't?
What's that?
So why wouldn't he just bring those all down lower with those other ones?
He may, Tracy.
But also if his take profit is 2 pips away, then he bought quite a bit higher, right? Like the price that he would have bought would have been.
Yeah, he was buying this.
buying.
He was buying this layer. When this dropped down here, he
Yeah.
was placing this layer into here.
So it's better in terms of cost to cancel than to try to move it lower because.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
when he gets rid of these, he adds heavier positions down lower.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'm just trying to think of how we can incorporate this style. Like, I guess we could, like, Tracy, just doing multiple little buys.
That's what we're gonna do,
Yeah.
Laurie. We're gonna work, because that's what I was doing this morning. And
Oh, yeah. Cool.
I really haven't shared that with the group because this is really an advanced technique.
Mm-hmm.
So
So
let's.
my question
makes
is, how would
sense.
you bring a stop loss below where you got into the trade? You can do that?
Well, his stop loss
Or
is
not a
on.
stop loss, I'm sorry, a take profit. You can bring that below where you enter?
No. So what he'll do is, all right, so the next, let me get my annotate on here, okay?
Yeah, because like if you have, that's what I didn't get, how he could pull down a take profit below where he got in.
All right. So the next probable target is right in here. Because we had consolidation here, right here,
Yeah,
and this was acting as support, right?
right.
It's gonna wanna come up and at least test this before it drops again.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why he moved all of his profits just below here, because he thinks there's a good chance that it'll come up to test this. And if we're in a downtrend, it will usually come up and test the last, and we've seen this 1,000 times. It'll come up and test the last low that it broke.
Where did he enter there, those? That's my question. How can he pull them down lower?
Well, I'll show you how to do that on MetaTrader 4.
Okay, but I mean, my point is you can't bring it below where you entered though.
No. Well, yeah, you can. But so he can bring, if he entered these up here, he can bring these down. He's not going to make a profit on these, but he'll lose less money.
Okay, because it'll hit there and, well,
Yeah,
what's
so-
the difference between that and then just can't, because if you're down lower, then you made, or
Maybe
you
you
lost
break-
less
you
than if
break
just canceled
even.
it?
Yeah. So he can do this, or let's just finish watching him,
Yeah.
and we'll talk about it. All right.
Okay,
Sure.
sure.
Let me. All right. All right. Continuation.
Well, we can't keep him down here if that's not what
Yeah, real quick.
This is my patient. I'm sorry, I don't know you. Your privilege is here. Here's the point.
If it does, it may just run. This is a reversal pattern. That we do quite a bit.
Yeah, 3-bar maybe.
Yeah. Come on, let's root for a break here.
I'm just not used to adding so many at the bottom like that. By the time I get there, it's like, oh my God. Mentally, I have a hard time. Adding. I have to change that. Using that wobble technique more.
Yeah, as long as it's not, think about it. If the highest probability for a turn.
Yeah, I stayed up at punch roll.
I already used. So that's your best place. So you might as well
Right.
stack up good there. Now, if it breaks through, then you've got to deal with some overextensions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm never too scared to get into the trade there, because it's a really good place to build those positions.
Uh-huh.
And that's there. That move was really good for us, Dennis.
Yeah.
Yeah. So now if it pulls back, we'll build another stack,
Here.
probably right down in there.
Right.
But we'll let that run.
All right, so I'm going to point something else
Seems
out.
to me it could run up
So I'm
to
going
the top of that bar.
All right. We may be reversing bias here, because I'm kind of in a downtrend here, right? You
Yes.
with me?
Mm-hmm.
So I
Yeah.
may want to draw a Fibonacci from here to here.
Right.
to see if I end up with a 38 or a 50 pullback on this move down here, to know if it's possible to hit these targets.
Sure.
So to begin with, when I was moving up, I had a fib drawn from here to here, looking for my C formation, which ended up being much deeper than a normal C formation is, and they ended up forming a double bottom down here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But now, will it come clear all the way back up to here? It may not, but I could draw my fib from here to here to see where I need to move my targets to clear them out. Does that make any sense?
Sort
Yeah.
of.
Arc, isn't it? And that
Yeah, this is remember, this is a 62% retracement line, so it's going to be a little tricky. It'll be a little
Right.
trick if it can.
getting through.
We should be in good shape, but I almost prefer it to pull back one more
Pull back.
time and make a run.
Huh.
You can see on the day he's up 1.8% so far.
Seeing those wicks on the top side again. They're
Yeah.
pushing right now. Get ready to enter some trades.
About how many do you do at that point? When it gets
We're in
down
3 positions, so we probably want to build at least another 1.5. So about between 10 and 15 trades on that low side.
Yeah, wow, that just blows my mind. See, I just
See, we're now in that stage where this is what it can either start to build its up leg. So
Right.
even pulling back down and establishing a higher pivot would be really a pretty bullish signal.
right.
Or it could fail. Everything could fail, and we could see some downward movements. I'm going to take off a couple of those top pieces just to
Now he's going to
Okay.
close some of those top
it's a
trades.
little bit better. Get ready. Wait for it. Wait for it. Let that thing run. Wait for it. Get ready. Okay, go ahead and add one right there. Wait. Let it push down through again right there. Add another one. And another one. And another one. Wait for it, let it run. If it's going to make it pop lower, we want to get on at the next line down below.
there. Right.
So wait for it. Get ready. Right there, add one. We're gonna trade all through this range right here. So add one. Try to make it run higher. That's good.
Well, I was definitely more of a risk taker in my younger days.
I think that's the nature of age.
So is this like a one-on-one
So I
training
become a
session
little
with
more
somebody or what?
Yeah, every Monday he picks somebody out of his audience,
Ah,
and he'll give them. He'll usually make $1,000 during this session. It's called the tap room,
yeah.
and he gives them all the money.
Hmm.
So he gives them,
Oh,
and he'll even give them the money he made on the 670 pips that he was up the whole day. So he'll give them the whole. He'll just subtract from his $50,000 account and say, "I'm up $2,000. Here's your check for $2,000."
Nice.
Yeah.
I think I was the first kicker.
Did he pick you, Frank, yet?
Well,
No,
my profile.
Hey, Belinda.
Hey.
Is it,
No.
I forget, but it's analyzing and I don't know. Trying to, pardon?
I'm gonna pause. So do you see this? Do you see this area where your stop loss is?
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Over here on the 5-minute chart? He'll keep trading like this, and this is his point of no return. He'll keep doing this up and down stuff all the way through this whole thing down here. Just thought I'd let you know where his point of no return is.
And
So what do that mean?
Analytic.
We'll get into the discussion after this video finishes, Belinda.
Okay. Okay,
Analytical.
sorry.
Yep, that's exactly what it is. Yeah,
Intuitive.
yeah.
All right, let's see. Now we've got a really good pattern. Again, let me just draw this real quick for you. We got a really nice pattern where we've got a low and a higher pivot.
Right.
So both of that's formed. So now if it's going to break through, this is as good a place as it's going to break through. So what we'll do here is we're going to lighten up those losses up on top. We're going to book those, bring this down, because if it fails, then we don't want to be sitting on a big position, because now if this fails, then it's going to put all of this at risk. So a breakdown from here is then in play. So if it doesn't break up here, then it's going to, it will most likely make a run for these lows down here. So,
Yeah, right. Okay.
So to answer your question in the beginning, when do you decide to get out? Right here is a good point, because you're not going to make that much more by holding on to it, but you run the risk of making a lot less.
Yeah, right. And you can always add down here.
You got it. Yes, that's exactly right. See,
Right.
that's the thing.
And that's a mind shift for me. I mean, I have to get that, I know it. It's a matter of putting it in practice. In doing it.
What it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You nailed it. You got it. It's that thinking that you're.
Now you can do this not only on the 1 minute, yeah, on any of them really. Eh?
Yes, this was actually designed for higher time frames.
We can always put those trades back on.
Right.
So. It's struggling to get through there, right? There's still those wicks on the top side, so we may choose to lighten up even a little bit more here.
Okay.
In fact, we'll take that top layer completely off. Now we're just left with that one trade. And what we can do here, another thing we can do here is we can pull these up just a little bit. So if we do get the break, we can make a little extra money on that.
Oh yeah, you're in my mind. I mean, that's what I hear. When I'm trading, I hear you saying, oh, we can pull these up a little bit, and we I just find that fascinating that works that way.
At least we're somewhat consistent, all right?
Yeah. Oh, I've learned so much, Sean. I just can't tell you how much I appreciate it.
It is an honor.
I was the best trader I've ever
So
seen.
we got the break, and now
Just
we're
you go
testing
now.
that break. It wasn't going to hit any of those trades anyway, so moving them up didn't hurt us or help us at all. It's just, if it makes its run, it gives us a little extra money.
Right.
Let's see if we can bounce off those lows or off
He
that.
actually seems pretty humble too.
Trying
Yeah.
to bounce off of it right now.
I'm gonna pause it here for a second. So Tracy and Belinda and Mari. All right. Taking a look at my 5-minute chart over here.
Mhm.
At the very high here, it made a lower high than the last high, right?
Right,
So we could be heading down.
right.
I mean, our bias may have shifted to the downside. So if you drew a Fibonacci on from here to here, and we start getting up to like the 61.8 here, and it looks like we get an A, B, and a C over here, all right?
Uh-huh,
You can start doing the same thing going in the opposite direction.
sure.
All right, so you can switch your bias. Keep in mind he's only on 1-minute charts here, and this is a 5-minute chart. But if you can see where there's a change in bias, you can start doing this technique, knowing that this is your possible target down here.
So instead of doing the buy, you're doing a sell.
So you're doing the sell, exactly.
Mhm.
All right, I'm going to continue.
Come on now, market. Let's see what it's doing over here on that 5-minute chart.
Now,
Yeah.
sometimes I'll just go in and take them.
Yeah,
If they,
no,
if they don't hit the target, they get up close and I'll just bail.
uh-huh. No, that was good.
Goodness, we're kind of bare.
Should have left those top ones on, huh? Don't fall victim to that thinking, right?
Right, right.
So big rejection on that run. So right on the very candle that we should be making the most ground on, right there, it kind of pulled a wick on the top. So that's, again, we got to read how that influences us, right?
Right.
That's saying that on the momentum, it got pushed back down, and so we need to be aware that there's still those sellers that have been pushing this market lower. They're still in there. So we may choose to go with a short now. So why don't we build up a short position right in here?
Right here.
Beat me to it.
Oops,
Short.
something happened.
Looks good.
I ended up, my chat came in. More?
Yeah, no, just keep it light here. This is still early phase. So at this stage, it could continue its run. All we're playing off of is now the bias has been in the downward direction. Oh, what happened there? No. So if we break back down below that white line, the big white line, then it's going to most likely march back down to the lows. So go ahead and build another short right in here. It's holding above it, but it feels a little weak. Watch how that candle forms. This is a good place for it to make a run higher, if it's going to make a run higher. Right here, this candle. We can throw a couple more cells on.
Did they come in?
I didn't see him come in. Go ahead. Is it not taking it?
I didn't see him come on. But
Tried it. Oh, never mind.
never mind.
Is it not going? There, I'll throw a couple on for us.
Did they come on?
Those did. Right at the time it's running. Wait.
That's usually what happens to me.
For the group that you're in then, Frank, he does this like once a week
Yeah,
and just talks
every-
through his trades or what?
Yeah, every Monday.
Hmm.
But take a look at the 5-minute chart. I'm definitely in a downtrend, right?
Yeah.
See the high, lower high, lower high, lower high, all right? So there's a good shot by reversing bias
Yeah, it's just a little bit of
that he's going to keep selling
Yeah.
now until it takes this
just
top
short.
out.
It was slow to get the run up.
So what do you call that? So you have
And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull these
a lower high from here,
people there.
but then you have a higher high. You
Well,
can
this
still-
side, the last side that, yeah, so I'm in, this is pure consolidation. I'm in a triangle formation right now.
Yeah. Mhm.
But this is this over here is the
So I'm gonna pull
larger
these bottom
time
trades
frame,
up,
right?
and
Would you go like this and then up to here rather than stopping here then if you're looking at that?
back.
Well, I think there's a good shot that we're going to get a press down off this top here again, if it even makes that top.
Right, but my point is it's still saying it's a downtrend or not now really because it's consolidation because you had a lower high and now you have a higher high.
Yeah, so we're in consolidation. I mean,
Now the buyers are
Done.
doing what
This-
the sellers
Yeah.
are doing.
this break of this high here going higher was the end was basically the end of the
There's still some sellers in there.
The end of what?
Hopefully
the end of the structure.
you can see
Right, so it's no
more.
longer in a downtrend.
It still
This
is
a nice
technically,
little
but I
support
mean,
area where
when you formed a higher high than this high over here, the structure.
Right.
broke.
if they
Yes,
hold
okay.
their ground right in here, then they've got a good
So when the structure breaks, you wait for the structure to reform itself.
Sure.
It'll be hard for it to make this turn.
But he does this every
Turn
Monday at the same
course.
time. So, I mean, he's
Always
stuck with
trying to
trading no
make
matter
sure
what the
that
structure looks like.
turn is right in
Hmm.
that area.
Does he do the same pair every time?
Yep, he always trades the Euro USD.
Hmm.
And I got us in too heavy, so I gotta fix this for us. So I did a bad thing on my positioning.
So I'm going to forward this a little bit and then we'll discuss it.
What did he see that made him say that he needs to fix that? Oh, I see. Hmm. Okay.
That really helped.
It's good. Yeah.
Hmm.
A little bit more. Come on.
One last push here.
That would be okay for us. We'd be all right with that.
There we go.
Now he's up, you'll see at the bottom, he's up
Sure. Sure.
2% on the day.
We are $5 away from our target. Our income
That's
target.
good. That's good. That's great. A target's only an imaginary.
All right, so there. Do you have questions you want to discuss about what you just saw?
I'd like you just to tell us what you want us to know.
All right,
Unless somebody else has a question or comment, of course, I'd be happy to
all
listen
right.
to that.
So you know there's always ABC patterns, right?
Yeah.
and you never, I mean, let's take a look at our current market right now. Our current structure is on the 15-minute, or no, this is a 5-minute chart.
So is this what you're looking at trading on as an example?
Yeah, but I'm not going to do that now that we've watched his video. So,
Oh, okay.
all right. So he had this move up, right? And so I can label this as, I'm going to explain to you because you can practice this on your own. You have an A down here, right? Right here, you had an A. You had a B. And when it started pressing down, you're looking for a C to form. So you may draw a Fibonacci level on this, expecting it to form a pullback and a higher high, right?
Yep.
So as he's doing this, as this is pulling back on his 1-minute chart, he gets, let's say, to a 23 or 38, and he'll place a layer of trades here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, because he's expecting it to go higher, and he's got like a 2-pip take profit, which is like in it's not, you know, these layers. Once he places these trades are, but he's in at $1. He's in at $1 a pip on a $50,000 account. So $1 a pip is only $1. So these are really light positions, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he's got this layer or two here, and it continues to drop. And it's heading down to the 38 fib, and he'll place another layer of trades here with 2-pip take profits. All right. And you know, I wouldn't keep adding trades if it hits the 76. If it hits the 76, you know, I'm not going to keep adding to losing positions. All right. But if it keeps dropping and it comes down to here and it starts getting, like in here, you start getting your buyers stepping in, right? He's placing another layer of trades here, but now he's getting heavier on how many trades he places. It's almost like a martingale thing, but he realizes that going up here 2 pips is a lot better chance than coming all the way back up to here.
And you said he does this like for all of his trading?
This is how he trades.
Huh.
I've never seen him just get in a position and hold it for an hour. Never. He's always on a 1-minute and a 5-minute chart and always trading just like you saw him trade.
Hmm.
All right, but now I get a point here where maybe I have, let me clear this here. Now maybe I have an A up here and a B, and maybe I'm forming a C direction because my overall trend is down, right? Looking at this entire structure, high, lower highs. This could have been a lower high to this high here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so now you draw the fib from here to here, and this is what he did. He reversed positions, and so now he's selling in here with 2-pip take profits. And as it comes up, he'll put another layer in here, and he'll put another layer in here.
If it goes the opposite way?
Yes, now he's selling. These layers are selling, all right? Because now he's anticipating now to come down and at least test this bottom down here. That's his. So if you're doing a fib on here, and let's say that it comes all the way up to here, all right? He will start clearing these trades down here. He'll start taking these off the board.
Mm-hmm.
Because at some point in time, this is going to fail and I'm going to get a big push down. So by taking these off the board and adding heavier positions up here, right?
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's going to take a loss on these, but keep in mind, these are only $1 trades. It looks more drastic than what it is. All right.
Yep.
And then when he gets the big push down, he may take out this layer, this layer, this layer. And then, so he's constantly watching the structure of the market.
Yeah.
And he doesn't use like any other sort of like indicators
No,
or
he's a pure,
just,
he's the most pure price action trader I know. He's just absolutely nothing but price action.
Yeah.
But he's the best. I mean, he's been doing this for like 30 years. All right. So a story behind Sean, he was a trader for like Goldman Sachs or one of the big players. All right. And they sent him overseas because there was a company in Japan, or I'm not sure if it was Japan or China, whatever, big trading firm. They never, ever lost money. And Sean was one of the best technical traders in the country. So they sent him overseas to see what this company did. And he said, the first thing I noticed, they trained all of their own traders. All the training was done in-house.
Okay.
And he said, it was like the name of his firm is called the Apiary Firm, like a bee apiary. Or apiary is a beehive. All right.
Oh, okay.
And he said they had thousands of people. Some were long, some were short, but they canceled themselves out. Some people were short, they were losing money. Some people were long, they were making money. But overall, the 1,000 traders they had, they always made money. There were some losers, there were some winners, but there had to be more winners than there were losers. All right. So he came back and said, the reason that they don't lose any money is their risk is so spread out among 1,000 traders. Some win, some lose, but you know, through their training on price action, most of them are on the right side of the trade.
Right.
So he started his own fund called the Apiary Fund. Apiary, A-P-I-R.
Why maybe?
This is driving me crazy. No, all right. So this, he's got two funds. One's called Trader on the Street. And the other one is, let me see if I can find it over here somewhere. I'm looking for Apiary, A-P-I, however you spell it. Oh, here it is. That's the trading platform that he has.
A little bee gave it away.
Yeah. So and I got these little baseball hats. This is the guy that I went on the cruise with. All right. So he selected 20 of his top traders. We all went on a cruise, and it was called the life of a trader cruise.
Okay. Were there any women?
And we would trade at 8 o'clock in the morning, and we would trade at 6 o'clock at night, and we'd eat together. I mean, it was a wonderful cruise. All right. But he started this thing, it's in YouTube, called Trader on the Street. And so he flies around the country and puts on these seminars about how to trade. And he picks somebody out of the audience that's never traded before. And he'll go through the exercise that he just did with this guy, right? And they'll trade. And he said, our goal is to make as much money in 1 hour. It's a 1 hour session. Our goal is to make as much money in 1 hour as the average American makes in a week. Or no,
that's ambitious.
In a day. I'm sorry. And he said the average is maybe $300 a day. So that's our goal for the next hour. And then he's usually already up $700 or $800 by the time he starts this, from trading overnight. So he picks somebody out of the audience and he does just like he did with this guy, place a layer of trades here, and then he explains why he's placing a layer of trades there. And at the end of the session, he cuts them a check for what he made for the whole day. It's usually $1,000 to $1,500. And that's called Trader on the Street in your YouTube channel. And you can go see some of the places he's been and watch the same thing without belonging to Alveo. You can watch him on Trader on the Street, watch him do the wobble technique, which he developed the wobble technique for longer time frames than the minute and the 5 minutes. So you can do the same thing if you're trading on a 4-hour chart and your lower time frame is the 1 hour. You can do the same thing, except for you're waiting for an eternity to build up your layers.
Yeah, I guess my question would be, how do you see us kind of like using what we learned from him in how we trade?
Well, all right, a couple of things. Mari, that's an excellent question, and that's kind of where I want to take the group next. Because I started doing this morning on my own, because I don't trade like he does. I find it too intense for me, all right? But this morning I was in a trade and I said I got in at on a light position.
Which would be like what, like point?
Well, for me, it's like it could be $20 a lot or 2 lots, $20 a pip.
Okay.
So I'm going to draw on my screen here now. All right. So I'm looking at my structure on my 1 hour and 4 hour, and I see that my structure is an uptrend. All right. So then I'm dropping down to my 5 minute or my 15 minute, and I know quite often I'm going to come back. I'm going to have a pullback to here or a pullback to here on my 1 hour or my 4 hour structure. So I'm looking for a C to form somewhere into here, all right?
Right.
And I'll get in because I like to be in at $100 a pip. I mean, 10 lots is where I like to be, all right? But as this is coming down, I'll place an order for $20 a pip if this is like a 38 Fibonacci level for my C structure, all right? And if it breaks below the 38, I don't, because Tracy's always asked me, do you get out here? Do you get out here? I don't get up tight until I break the 61.8.
So the 61.8 is kind of your place of now it's time to get out.
Well, yeah, or as I did this morning, Tracy, if I'm here and I get a bounce off the 38 and it starts heading up.
Yeah.
And then it drops back down. It doesn't take this top out like I think it's going to.
Right.
And it shows me that it's going to continue down, right? Then I'll lighten my position. So if I was in at 5, let's say I got in because I was real sure I got the bounce off my 38. I got in at $50 a pip, 5 lots, all right? And I get this little bounce and then it starts heading back down. I'm in a buy position for 5 lots. I will sell 3 lots. So my net position going long is now 2 lots. So I'm not going to let it keep dropping lower at $50. I'm going to lighten my position and let it drop down at $20 to the next level. Does that make any sense?
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do this. I'm up. I form a high. I'm forming my C. I'm anticipating a higher high. So I'm just waiting for the C to form. And it comes to my 38. Here's my 38. Here's my 50, and here's my 61.8. And my worst case scenario is a double bottom down here. So it comes down here and I get a bounce. And I say, all right, I'm in this trade. And I'm usually in earlier than the break of this because I want to be in early in case it does what I think it's going to do. I want to pick up all of this in here. So I get in here at 5 lots. And then it turns around and comes down again. It did not do so. So now I'll sell 3 lots. So at this point here, I'm still in a buy position, but for 2 lots. And it comes down to my 50 and I don't get a bounce, right? I may lighten my position another 1 lot. So now I'm only in at 1 lot.
So you're selling from that point down then too.
I'm selling. I sell. This is a sell.
Yeah.
And this is a sell. And this was a buy. But now I hit my 61.8 and I get this big push up, right? Well, these cells are the 3 and the 1 are in a negative position now.
Right.
They're upside down, but because I'm in long at 2, I'm actually probably about break even at this point here. I close out my cells and then I'm just anticipating. So and then I'll add, because I'm only in at 2. I'm only in at 2. When I cancel the cells, I will add 3. So I'm back in at 5 heading this direction.
So does it, when you do that and you cancel the 2 or the 1, it takes away from that 5? The 5 doesn't still stay in as a 5?
No, well, the 5 still does stay in there at 5.
Okay. But you're adding to it to make up what you lost.
Yeah, so
The other way.
yeah, and it depends. It depends if I'm getting this really wild push, I'm adding back into the trade because I've already formed my C, and I'm now in the mode where I'm going to try and take this top out.
And like you said, your earlier trades were you're trying to catch the momentum like early, right?
Yep.
So you're still, but you wouldn't risk everything in that early trade, I guess.
No, so
Yeah.
First of all, this is the important point. When I'm getting into this trade here, and I'm forming my C, right? And I get in this trade, I don't know what lot size it is, it depends on the account, but I'm looking at this. I'm looking at this being my risk level. So I'm going to measure how many pips from here to here. And that's what my initial, that's what is based on my initial lot size is like 1%. So if I stayed in at my initial whatever lot size this is, and it dropped all the way down and took my stop loss out, I'd lose 1%. So this first move is not so heavy that I'm expecting to pick up $1,000 right off the bat.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So I'm in this, I'm expecting this, and I say, all right, there's my C. I'm getting into here. My stop loss is down here somewhere. This is 15 pips. I'm going to divide 1% of my account by 15 pips, and that's the lot size that I get in here. Because I am no way anticipating it's going to drop all the way back down to here. I think that this is safe.
Yeah.
And then it doesn't take this top out. It comes back down, so I lighten my load. And it comes down and I lighten my load. If it does hit my stop loss, I'm going to lose a lot less than 1%. Because I was based on a 1% on my on my initial here, and I took some off and I took some off. So I lightened my load as it came down to my stop loss.
That makes sense.
But now
And-
if it turns around and I get a big push, my sell orders are now losing money. So I cancel them. I get rid of my sell orders, and and then I'm looking. I break this top, and it comes back down and forms a shallow and getting ready for another. I'll add to my position going back up. So this is true. This is true trade. I mean, this is really the nuts and bolts of trade management. It's not just place a trade and let it go. This is truly trade management, and it's that would be my, if I had one last lesson for this group, it would be trade management. It's the most difficult, but that's what makes that makes all the difference in the world, whether you're profitable or not. But you don't do this by placing $100, I'm more of a, I need to do this more. Personally, I need to do this more. What I do now is I say, I want to be in at 10 lots. So when I get my move, I may go in, I usually start with a lower level. So I'm looking at 5. I like to be in at 10, but what I'm waiting for is this push up and the pull back to here. And then my stop loss is based on this area here. And then if I get another push, then I'll add to my trade.
It's like a very active form of trading, actually.
Yes, it is.
Kind of actively manage. But yeah, that's probably the best way anyways, especially especially as we're starting out. That's what I mean, without the experience.
It depends on the time that you have, to watch your screen. If you're more of a swing trader, you're looking more for, all right, I see the structure, I'm heading up. I'm going to get in here. I'm going to set my stop loss here. And I'm just going to, once it comes up into here, I'm going to move my stop loss here and just let the thing run. That takes so little time, And you can do that on the 1 hour and the 4 hour charts.
Yeah. I personally haven't had much great success with swing trading. Even leaving like trades overnight seemed to like kick me in the butt. But my stop loss is too tight, actually.
That's what it is, Maury. So
Yeah.
you probably are reading the structure right.
Yeah, usually I look and I just think, okay, I got, wicked out, but generally the trend was right.
Trading on, Mari, when you do that usually?
When I try to keep
overnight
trade, like an hour and then maybe the 15. I rarely look at the 4 hour, but I should start because I know Rocky likes that one. But yeah, 1 hour and 15 minutes probably.
So I've got a little time here. So let's do this. All right. Oops, let me get rid of this. Let's just quickly go through the charts. What do you see for a structure? I'm not going to I'm going to tell you, but I want to get your comments. What do we have for a structure on the Euro USD right now?
Well, currently it's in an uptrend, right?
All right, we're on a 15-minute chart. So let's start with the 4 hour.
Well, I was going to say down from that other one too, it looked like.
All right, so
Yeah, that's clearly down.
So this is the 4 hour.
Because it didn't make a new high, it's a lower high.
I can draw a trend line across the top here, right? And I would say, I would clearly say this is my last low.
Yeah.
So I've got a low here. I would say that this is my last high. but I do have a trend line. So if this is going to continue up, I would expect a break of the trend line and a test before I'd be interested in buying. But you're going to see how the structure, but right now I'm in a 4-hour downtrend, correct?
Yeah.
I have a peak low. I have a peak low. So I'm going to go to a 1 hour. There's my trend line. Here's my last high.
Does it look like it's going to a double top possibly there, or else break through and retest, huh?
Yes. So this is more than an ABC pattern. The C would have been down here somewhere for a continuation down, right?
Right.
So this is my last high. If I'm going to buy this market, I need to break this high. I need to take this high out, possibly all the way up to here. Where it's going to run into more resistance in here. This is the next place of resistance up here. But it's also, if I break above this high, and I can do an A, B, and I form a 38C here, right? And then I continue up, my next target is here. Because I've done two things. I broke the trend line, I took out this top, I got a retest, and I got a continuation. That's exactly what I'd be looking for. I would not be buying in here. I need to see it take out the trend line, because it could bounce off this trend line and start heading down. But so let's draw that scenario. Let's draw that scenario. Oh, I had a piece of bread got caught in my throat. As you're looking at your chart, when you first open up your chart, the first thing I do on any chart, and I'm going to do this on a couple charts, I'm going to draw where my last high is and where my last low is. That I want to know where I'm at. This is the current swing. What I know is it's going to break this top or it's going to break this bottom. At some point in time, it's going to take out this or it's going to take out this. So all I'm doing is monitoring price action between here and here.
Right.
If this ends up being my high, I want to know where was the last high. All right, I'm still lower than the last high. Let's go to the pound. Where's my high? Where's my low? I could technically do this, but I'm looking. I want to get an idea. I'm trading between here and here. Where's my last high in relationship to my previous high?
Right here.
Right here. It's not,
Yeah.
I now have a higher. I took out this top right here, right?
Right.
I took out this top.
Uh-huh.
All right. What do I expect when it takes the top out?
To reverse.
A retest.
I expect a retest.
Yeah. Or retest, not reverse.
Or a C or a. I'm looking for. This is not enough. I could be quick on the draw and say this is my retest. There's two things. It's 9:30 at night. Night's not a good time to trade. But if this were some other time frame, I would say, all right, I want to see. I am forming a higher high. I want to see this form. And this is in a lot of videos. I want to see it form, even if it comes up to here. I want to see it form before I'm interested in trading. This would be my A. I'm waiting for it to form a B. The pullback is my C. So I would draw a fib on my AB. I'd look for my pullback areas, and then I need a engulfing candle off of my C formation. Now I'm interested in buying.
Okay.
So I don't care if this keeps going up. At some point in time, I'm going to form an A, B, C, and a continuation.
So you would never jump in between B and C, right? Like you would wait for the C to form. Is that right?
No, that is not true.
Oh, okay.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because it depends on the time frame that I'm on. If this is truly a B,
Mm-hmm.
and now my 15-minute or my 5-minute candle action showing me that this is the top. So it comes down, it fails to go higher. I'm always looking for the failure to go higher. And I start getting wave patterns heading down. I will do my Fibonacci level, and I will trade the B to C move down to the 38 if there's enough pip
Oh,
there.
okay. Mm-hmm.
If there's
Okay.
And
enough,
what would that be? Maybe, what would be enough for you? Just a couple or like 5 or 6 or what?
10 pips, 5 pips,
Okay.
because the candle will get stronger. See how the candles get stronger and stronger over here?
Yeah.
All right. It depends on this action over here, Tracy. If it's really a strong move, if it's really tanking in the direction of the trend, I may get in at 200 points per pip.
200?
Yep.
Now
That's-
you wouldn't do that on Lux though now, would you?
No, I can't. Lex doesn't give you the leverage that FTM.
What are your thoughts on Lux now that you've kind of been doing it for like a couple of weeks?
I like Lux.
Yeah. Okay, good.
No,
That's good to have your endorsement.
I like them. I like who they're backed by. I don't trade them as much.
Mm-hmm. Do you think it's good for a beginner?
Yes, I
It's a
do.
good platform for us. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
it is. Yes, it is.
I
And
think
what-
Lux is best for beginner because you don't have to feel like you have to trade more or more risk because you have to hurry up and get it done.
Well, that's what I like about it,
Mhm.
is I
There's no
can
pressure. Yeah.
I
There's no
can-
time pressure.
I can really wait for the structures to set up and confirm themselves and go in and grab a small bite. I'm still scalping Lux, but I'm able to take less risky trades, which you have to do on Lux. But I'm not under the time frame that I've got to make 10% in the first month.
Mhm.
And what is the percent as you move up in Lux? I don't remember now.
Well, if you order $100,000 account, which I'm in,
Yeah,
they start you with $10,000.
right.
I think if you make, I'm not sure if it's 6 or if it's 10%.
Well, I thought it was 6% and 4%.
All right,
Because
so
it
it's-
was 900 and 600, but then I read something on something else that it was on their Facebook page maybe or something that said 10%, but that may be after you get your live account or something.
Yeah,
when you actually have the 100 or
I
150,000.
have to go back and read the rules, Tracy. All right. But you've got all the time in the world to do that. So you can wait for sure structures to form.
But even scalping, Frank, like you said, I mean, you don't have to be making the $100 on a trade. I mean, you could make $20, or like Bob says, if I make $45 a day, I'm gonna have it done in that amount of time.
Exactly. So you can get in your more probable trades.
Tracy, are you trying that technique for the US 30? Have you
That
been?
Bob talks about?
Mhm.
Yeah, I'm playing with that.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to figure out,
Well, I gotta tell you, be careful if you do that. All right.
yeah,
Because Bob, if he's making $50 on that initial false breakout, he's in too heavy a position. I told him the other day, we need to talk, Bob. All right.
yeah.
Because it can, you know,
Backfire.
yeah, it's a very risky trade. Let me just put it that way.
I thought he was doing that some more now with that, but he wasn't initially going for the fake out part, the first part, but he was going for the direction. And what I was looking for is, because if you see a clear direction of it, like it was going up today. But knowing what I'm trying to figure out from watching it is what's the fake out and what's the real direction.
Well, that depends on your time frame too.
I do 5 minute. I like the 5 minute technically, usually.
Yeah, I wish I could go back and locate this morning. I could. I don't know what time that is on my, but here's like, I mean, like this could be like a market open here, all right, and you get your little fake out, and then it goes right. So this is starting to move down. Bob hits the sell button. The real move is up. I mean, the better trade is to wait for the structure to form. And
Can I
then
show my screen, Frank?
Yep.
So this is where it came. This was coming down this morning before at 8 o'clock. So I saw this more as kind of the quote fake out part. I mean, they're bringing it lower to go up because it was a clear looking at the 4 hour that it's an uptrend. Right?
Yep.
But then like here, and this is what I was telling you when we got on, because I was hitting the wrong buttons and I just wasn't doing right. And I was confused and I lost one trade. I got out. I mean, I just got out early. And then the second one, I had my finger on the out button, which I would have let it run, but I accidentally hit it out. So I had a loss there. So I waited to see, like you said, the structure, because I still thought it was going up. And I don't remember, I thought I had some markings here, but I must have erased them. I don't know where I got in, somewhere around here. And then I let it run for the day. And up here, I would have made, when it was up here somewhere, it was like $200 and some. And I was busy and when I just glanced at it. And so I thought, I'll let it run because I thought it was gonna go, I don't know if it was to this line or to this line. I don't remember now. Or no, it was this line actually, because it was real close to my take profit. That was my take profit.
All right. So if you're by your computer, when it's doing on 5 minute candles and you're up, let's say that you ended up here.
Yeah.
You could have moved, you can take your stop loss, which was probably down here.
Yeah, my stop loss was down here. I actually did move it up to here, I think, because when I came in, right, it was starting to consolidate. And so it was down to like 160 or something, or 140. I don't remember.
Yeah. So what you do?
And I thought, oh, gee, I could move my stop loss up, like interesting thought. So I moved it up to right below here.
That's
and
perfect.
Then over here, it got taken out.
That's perfect. That's a perfect trade.
So I made 119. So I lost to start with in the morning. I lost 47 and then 31 and then made 119. So I made a little bit on that. And these two were mistakes. So, I mean, I'm learning from my mistakes, which is encouraging because I did the 15,000 account And I want to, because I'm sure once we start trading live anyways, we're gonna make mistakes too, you know, so I don't want to like redo it every time, you know, oh, I did a bad trade, I'm gonna reset it.
Yeah, so Tracy, you've got it. You're reading the structure, and if you notice, that's what Sean Lucas was doing when I showed his video.
Mm-hmm.
He's always looking at the current structure. So like you had this engulfing bar heading down.
Right here.
Yeah, that would have been if I was in, I would have said I'm out of this trade.
Well, yeah, and if I would have been watching. But
But
I did get out somewhere around here anyways, I believe it was. I don't know if it was here or here.
so the most important pattern you can be looking for is your ABCs.
Yeah. But even here, well, like here, if you had A, B, B, C, you would have went up a little bit here.
Yeah, it depends. I don't get so concerned on a 5-minute candle because I'm going to get these little pullbacks.
Right.
But this engulfing bar here that took out 1, 2, 3, 4, took out 4 candles
Where'd you draw it?
right here.
I'm not seeing it.
I just circled the engulfing candle
Oh,
right.
way up there. Okay. Yeah, yeah. It just showed up late.
All right, it took out the previous 1, 2, 3. It took out the previous 4 can on that one.
Oh, you mean looking back this way?
Yep,
Okay.
that would have been my exit. That would have been my exit. And then
Sure.
I would have said, all right, here's an A. Don't move your chart.
Okay.
There's my A. This would have been my B.
Okay.
I would have been drawing a Fibonacci on this.
Well, and if we do that,
And I would have been looking at my 38 to see what the structure does. I may have, this is a perfect example. See this engulfing bar off the 38, this green one right here?
right here.
Yep. I would have been looking for a push to come back up into here.
But now since you got the red one and then just the little green ones, you wouldn't have hit the buy button.
Well, I'm looking at the momentum slowing down. Usually when it takes off, it looks like this. It's like one engulfing bar right after another. All right.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for that type. I'm looking for that type of structure over here where I'm getting a push up. The next candle's pushing up. I'm probably getting in there in anticipation that it's going higher.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not just a single candle, it's a structure that I'm looking for.
Yeah.
And you kind of got that over here. I had this little candle was not enough, but this next really bullish candle here, somewhere as this thing is really pressing up, I'm getting in like here.
Okay. Yeah, I think I looked at it probably somewhere where the line is here around 9:15.
Yep.
And it was still going up pretty good. And then I had to leave. I donate plasma. And I think I came in somewhere right about around here at 10, around 10:30-ish maybe.
Well,
I
and
don't
then
know. I turned my computer on and I saw how it came down and how, like you said, these are getting smaller. And I thought, well, that doesn't look like there's going to be much movement. And that's when I had the idea, because I was doing this while I was donating plasma. So I pulled my stop loss up to right below here, which right here, then when I got home, I saw I got stopped out here.
yeah. No, you got it, Trace.
Yeah. But now, to be honest, it wouldn't have gone back to my stop loss if I just let it run.
Well, yeah, but
It would still be running now.
yeah, but what does your 1 hour structure look like?
Yeah, it's pretty flat. But
And,
what
and,
I'm
and what's going to be important now is the news that comes out tomorrow morning at 9:30.
Oh, that's right. You said tomorrow's a big day.
Tomorrow is yeah, let's take a look at that real quick.
Well, the 4 hour here, it's still on an uptrend.
Yep.
So
But where's your next, where's the possible target on that? Draw your resistance line. Oops.
well, do you go here or do you go higher?
No, I would go down right there is where I would go.
Oh, that's right on the red dotted line. Yeah.
So look at the short that came in at that position.
What do you mean?
All right, let me draw on your screen again. Don't move your screen.
Okay. That's what, about 15 pips?
But look at the sellers that came in at this position here. They drove it all the way down.
Oh, yeah.
So if I'm going to take this long, I'm going to anticipate that there's going to be sellers sitting up here.
Yeah.
And that there may not be enough movement for me. I want to see what it does when it gets to this line.
Well, it'll be interesting because what Bob said, and then what I'm seeing too, I mean, it moves well over 50 pips, usually about 100 pips on that first half hour or so.
Yeah, but I'm looking at my structure. I want to see what it does when it gets to, but you know, the market's really quieted down today, but let me stop you share real quick.
Well, I'm wondering if they think it's going to go down, they'll probably start moving it up then in the morning around 7:30, 8 o'clock.
All right, so I'm going to draw somewhere. This is a zone. You should know by now support and resistance aren't exact, they're zones. So somewhere in this area, it could grab the stop losses, but since the market's trying to recover and we're talking about the Dow, right? It could try to go higher than this up here. So I would be looking somewhere in here. I'm looking for a pullback and then a continuation.
Well, and if that's what it's going to do in the morning, you know, the fake out thing or whatever, you know, we called it, the earlier in the morning, you should see it start going down some.
Well, yeah. Let me see.
And what kind of news are we expecting tomorrow?
That's where I'm going now. All right, so tomorrow we have like we did the other night, we have the rate statement for the Bank of Canada. So you have the statement and their interest rate tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock.
So you're going to be trading on the CAD more?
Yeah, I'm going to be looking at the CAD on this.
And which CAD? US CAD, Euro CAD, or what?
Anything that has CAD in it is going to be affected.
So just to look at the different ones with CAD and see which structure you like better.
That's exactly it. And what the spread is. And then you also have the jobs openings report for the USD.
The ones that were a joke last time or whatever it was?
That was the JOLTS job openings. So these are three really important news announcements that come out at 10 o'clock tomorrow. So I'll have the room open and we'll monitor this and we'll pick something to look at tomorrow morning.
Sounds good. This has been a good lesson. Frank.
Wonderful.
I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you.
All right. See
Okay.
you girls in the
Yep.
morning.
Sounds good.
All right.
Have a
Okay,
blessed
bye.
night.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
You too. Bye-bye.